Holy shit! Alright, second. Let's see here. Alright, should be live. 1 second. Holy shit. Okay, so I had to change the viewing on this thing. I had to go to some old form. I'm gonna wait for everybody here to let's get back on here with me. I smell shitty pennies! I smell shitty pennies. What's up, fuckers? Hey, everybody. Good evening, folks. I am so sorry that it has been so long since I've last been on, and now everything froze again. Here we go. This is fun. There we are. Now we're back. Okay, now I'm back. Oh my god. Anyway, it has been quite a while, hasn't it, folks? Hello. Puppies, come here. It's good to see you guys. 1 second. I'm live on a webcam, that's fine. Yeah, if you hear me talking here, I'm not just talking to myself like a crazy person. It's like day one again, isn't it, folks? Exactly. Be my girl. Hey, Susie, come here. Oh, look at this little guy. Oh my god, he's getting fatter by the day. He feels heavy today. Wow, he's a baby. Anyway, I know, Snowman, I know. Hey, everybody, give me 1 second, guys. Oh. Love this song. I'm gonna restart it. Let's just have a little celebratory dance real quick. It's been a while. This is a weird video I'm watching you guys on now. Alright, guys. What's wrong with Ashton? What? What are we talking about? What are you guys all talking about here? What's I need to ignore? Why are we pounding on a... Uh-oh, what's going on? What are we talking about? Why are we all already swearing at each other? What's going on? Zeus is always in the news. I love this song, Bob. It's like the good verses of this song, too. Hey, Todd, you're so handsome. So anyway, it has been a very tiring last few weeks for me. I gotta make up for a lot of lost time. So, just in the host message, I'm complaining and whine for just about ever. So why should it get ignored? What are we talking about? What are we talking about, guys? Oh god, here we go. Oh, I love this. Back to the Hostmaster John drama. You know what's funny? Oh my god, you guys are gonna laugh at this. Okay. So, as you guys all know, I've dropped paying attention to all that shit, right? I really have. You guys probably think I'm not, like, being serious. But let me tell you, I am being super serious. 1 second. Plug you guys in. So, okay, I've got to straighten this up and think real quick. I got to get my brain on track real fast so I can speak to you guys. So, just a second. Here we go. Oops. Just a second. I got to think here. I gotta think where you guys are at, where I'm at, all this little stuff. Okay. Alright. Just need some good music on. I need something that's just nice and relaxing. So actually, you know what? Here we go. So, alright. Oh my god. I meant the chat needs an ignore function. Okay. Alright, that's what you're talking about. Alright, so first of all, I was having issues trying to get on, and I had to switch to this really old version of broadcasting on Ustream. Thank goodness it's there. So I got to get that working. So that's why I was having technical issues. For some reason, it was stuck in like a loading loop. So I was like, what the fuck's wrong here? Anyway, that being said, okay, so I haven't really been keeping up with anything when it comes to John and the pad or any of that stuff. The only thing that I heard recently was that Benji was kicked out of his apartment for some guy named Zane. I don't know. I mean, that just sounds like a straight, like, butt fuck the shit out of me porno name. Zane. I'm like, really? Okay. I'm like, whatever. So I have absolutely no idea what it's about. Did my chat freeze? I think it did. 1 second. Let me refresh it. Please don't tell me that did all you guys get kicked out? It says only 8 of you are online. What the fuck happened? Well, that's the beauty. Sorry if you all got kicked out of chat there. Come back to chat. Yeah, that was bad. I have never butt fucked the shit out of it. Right? I know, it's a crazy name. Anyway. So, that being said, I know nothing else of what's going on, right? Well, I got a text message last night. Oh, goodness. I got a text message last night from, well, obviously it's this porn name. Am I freezing? Is my video freezing? The chat room, you all just got kicked out of the chat room, so if you're still looking at the chat room, refresh it right now. That's why half of you are probably saying, like, why aren't people typing, or why isn't my stuff coming up? So Zane is a porn star, of course. You know, I mean, I don't know. When I just heard that name, I was like, Zane, I was like, really? Nobody names. It's just, I don't know. It's just so cheesy, you know. I'm not into the cheesiness. Membership ran out last night. Good for you. Yeah, Zane's the new manager. Okay, so video is good. Okay, seems like it's a little bit laggy, but whatever. Everybody who's viewing this, refresh the chat if you want to be able to see the chat. So this is the result of running everything on skeleton budget. You know, I just pay for renting cheap hosting space on a cheap server that, you know, can drop connections here and that. Everything with the coding on this is as good as we can get it, so that's just how it is. Hi Cree, hi 12. First of all, good evening everybody. It's good to see you guys. I have not seen any of you guys in for freaking ever, and so it's good to be back. You know, it's good to be back on here. I have not had much time to get in on here. You know, I got finals that are all coming up. I'm working on a few different projects. I'm working on a shit ton of programming for my Java class. I'm just getting all this different stuff done. Studying for all these math tests. My math teacher had a baby the other week, so he hasn't been in. We've been just getting the shit jammed down our throats by a different teacher, who I actually really like his teaching style, but it's hard. It's hard to keep up if you get stuck for like 2 seconds. You get stuck, all of a sudden he leaves you in the dust, and you're just like, I'm just trying to copy down notes and look at them later. So that being said, Max, I miss you. I love you. I love you too, John. I miss you too. So he had the baby in class. Yes, Ashton. In class, he had the baby. Nah. So he's been out, and so I'm just getting mind raped. Like constantly, you know. So I got all this different stuff I'm working on, and on top of that, whenever I got a little free time at night, I've been working on some other stuff. So that being said, I've just been busy. Classes, I think my last week of classes is around the 14th of May, so we'll be having more max time soon. Excuse me, more not max time, which means more, you know, more of me coming on. And more videos and stuff, and other ideas too that I want to get implemented. That being said, you think he's lying? That's nice, Cree. That being said, I have no idea like what started happening. It seems like everything with the pad is just unraveling. I'm guessing, and then all of a sudden now John is like getting involved with yelling with the members, and so I'm just like, really? So I get a text message last night, right? And it basically is saying that John is claiming that I wanted him to pay me have sex with him or to do sexual activities with him. And so I was like, what? I was like, what is John talking about me for? I haven't even mentioned John in like, what, 3 months, 4 months, 3 months? It was what? Was it like February when I spilled all that dirt? So maybe 2 months. I don't know. It was like early February. So March, April. Yeah, close to 3 months. It's like 2.5 months. So anyway, careful what you say. John is threatening to sue Ben's blog for. Yeah, I heard about that, BT. It's funny. Benji could not, or excuse me, Ben's blog could not be sued for anything because all that Ben does is he's very careful on his wording. From what I noticed, him and that editor Matthew, I don't know who that is, but they tend to, if I'm correct, they tend to talk about alleged and stuff like that. The only people who are putting comments up that he could like talk shit about would be the people who are commenting. Well, there's a little thing called the DMCA rule, which is I forget the actual name of it. Type in DMCA. I think that's it, the acronym. I learned a lot of this from Campa. Oh, Matthew's Ice Hot. Okay, I like Ice Hot. Yeah, he's good at talking. Those guys should really be like some real news site people. You know, they should get off the frat side and go for something more mainstream, something bigger. Anyway, that being said, the talk of John offering frats 10K for sex finally hit Ben's blog. Yeah, I saw that action. You see, this was the funny thing was that I think John thought that was me. Whoever commented Andy Warhol. Because I scrolled up and I was like, well, why did he throw that in there? I was like, there's got to be something else, you know, that was thrown in. And then I saw these people talking about sexual acts, all this and that, and then that Max threw out all the info and all this and that. I've got no problem with re-saying what I've said before. I have many friends who are former fratmen that were approached, you know, made the claim they were approached by John for sexual activities in exchange for monetary property. I don't know what the word I'm looking for. So I mean, if that's something to DMCA doesn't apply in Benji Block situation, really, Campa, please educate me. Campa knows a little bit better about this than I do. Hence why, you know, I've had him on my side with this stuff. Let me wipe this off real quick. Being liable for comments posted on your website. Yeah, see, that's what I would think it would be. It would be that. Nice, Shawnee. Monetary compensation. Thank you. That's it. It should apply, Campa. Yeah, I was going to say, I was like, it should apply because it's third-party usage. It's not him saying it, and he's not saying it's for sure. Did he approach me? No, John never approached me for sexual activity or anything like that. And in all honesty, John made a very good point, actually, in that comment that I just was like, wow, that is just hilarious that this man who is, I think he's over 50, is sitting here saying this stuff. I'm like, really? Like, come on. But anyway, he did make a funny comment that I will definitely say was true, is that I was definitely not attractive enough for him. And, you know, I mean, I'm not the type of pretty boy that he likes to go for. So I know John's type, and hey, Tim Goon, good to see you, buddy. And he likes prettier frats, prettier guys. So, I mean, that being said, oh, I bet, Ashton. A good time was had by all. I like that. That being said, somebody made a good comment that it would be an interesting article for an Arizona newspaper for John to be confronted about all the sexual harassment and stuff. And the thing is, it would make a good article. So, I don't know, if people want to come plucking at me, I'm a college student who doesn't have really much to his name. I've got nothing to lose. I'll go to court and fight it myself. I don't need a lawyer. But yeah, I don't know, it'd be funny. So whoever that Andy Warhol guy was, that was funny. I laughed at that. The fact too that he threw in the 10 grand amount led me to believe that it's somebody within the company, because that was a number that I heard a few times for some different frats. That's the exact number, actually, I heard a couple times. A few times. So that being said, hilarious, absolutely hilarious. What's up, Brandon? Good to see you, buddy. Regardless, John can approve. I will be kind of public figure. You have to. Yeah, that too. A conscious disregard for. Yeah, exactly. During the discovery phase. That's true, Hugh Breeze. Yep. What's up, boy Pasha? Good to see you, buddy. I haven't seen you forever. So, anyway, I think the communications CDA controls for Benji blog. Okay, I know nothing of the CDA then. Communications Decency Act. I mean, I don't know. Well, then we could start going into something like, well, what about the dirty, you know? Are they under the CDA? I don't know. Well, of course, Master John's going to try and censor Benji, which doesn't make much sense because in all reality, it's not like the Benji. I mean, maybe it does. Does the Benji blog receive that many hits from different members? I want to say that it's probably a total of 100 to maybe 100 to 300 members who are constantly doing that thing. Whereas, you know, the Fratman Empire altogether probably has, I mean, I would guess now like 8,000 total members. So that's kind of, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong, that's enough to make a dent, but it's surprising that he would be caring so much about what this blog is saying, and instead of taking, you know, the 30 seconds it does to reply on there, he'd be spending that 30 seconds doing something else, like, you know, focusing on one project and making sure it's getting done. I don't know. Whatever. Boy Pasha. Mike, is that why Leo's hole is all open looking in that pic currently? Besides my good God, Shawnee boy, I'm moving on. How many people were in chat for Westminster's propaganda show? Oh yeah, did he have a show? If John were to go after anyone, would be the authors of the comments. Well, he can't though, Camper. That's the thing. You can't go after those people. That's free speech. If anything, it's not like somebody is sitting there. I don't know. You know, that's a fine gray line that you run into with propaganda or slandering somebody. You know, stuff like that. Well, when I say empire, it just means the whole group. You're surprised how many hits Benji gets. No, I know how many hits it's gotten, Toil. I'd be surprised if they were unique. Like a lot of unique ones, you know? Like, not Max gets hit with a lot of people coming to the site on a consistent basis. But a lot of them are the same members. So, you know, I don't know. Benji blog is see my image, I guess, you know, worried about character assassination. I don't know. Yeah, I'm sorry, Boy Pasha. It just got brought up, so I just want to let you guys know that wasn't me who commented saying the 10 grand thing underneath the name Andy Warhol. So I would gladly admit it if I did. It wouldn't bother me, you know. So for him to think that was me, though, it just really shows what state of panic he's in. You know, to be sitting there saying things like, I think Max just wanted me to pay him money and was mad that I didn't. That just seems like something somebody who's up against the corner would really say. Corner Benji said, it's really Brandon. Huh, that's interesting. I don't know. Right, Tim? That's just me checking into it. I love it. I had enough reason to cancel when last fall John abused JJ's publicly. Yeah. I have seen Leo's new site, and it's actually, like, it's well designed, it's put together nicely. The amount of work that those guys had to put together to get all that stuff done, I mean, kudos to them, you know. I hope it takes off and keeps going. Would not be surprised if you see some kind of appearances on both sides, both Not Max and USA Cam guys, you know, making, like, some collaborative reaching back and forth. Wouldn't be surprised if you saw that in the future. So yeah, you know, keep your eyes open and stuff. Yeah, I think it's great what they're doing over there. Right, Toil? That's funny. Zeus is doing very well, Boy Pasha. He's doing very well. He's so cute. I gotta start checking for Ronzo because he's getting a little chunky. Yeah, I heard about John turning on UV too. Yeah. Does it cause a problem since October 2012? No, that's not it at all, Johnny. Let me tell you a little bit about how the pad works real fast. I mean, it's nothing new. When it comes to how that place is being run, it comes back to everything I've ever said before, guys. The pad, it starts with the very top. It starts with John. He just does not, he tries to pull the hammer and tries to be the boss when he is, he owns it. I'll say that flat out. John is the boss. And, there was a time where, if you ask me, he should have been very proud of what he had, started and gotten going. But how do I say this? Foolish is he for thinking that could last forever, and for being so arrogant. And then for letting it just run itself. You can't, if you are going to let it run itself, basically having other people run it for you, then you need to let those people be a little creative and move forward too. So did Landon wreck the site? No, not at all. He was struggling to keep it going. There might have been a part where I can openly say that Landon might have just given up on certain people, but that doesn't mean that he sabotaged anything or stole company hours, which I saw that. I was like laughing my ass. I was like, really? Stole company hours? It's all this. It was just all this bullshit, So it is. It's a propaganda machine. You want to see something good? Read the book Animal Farm. That's like a classic, 10th grade English book that you read. That's exactly what this situation's like. Yeah, if Lennon didn't destroy anything or wreck anything, he was put in a position to have to let go. Not even give up. Like, giving up, that's the worst. Oh, well, exactly. Good job, Oscar. Giving up is different. Giving up sounds like you're just like, oh, it's easier now, I'm just going to give up. He didn't give up. He was forced to have to let go, which is more painful. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it would make more sense for Lennon to want to keep working on it than it would to have to let him, have to let it go. It's a struggle to let it go. Why didn't Landon let go way long ago when this was such a problem already? Because it's a struggle to see something that you're part of and let it just go. Imagine having a family member that you're really close to. Look at me. I couldn't let go of you guys, so I wasn't just going to leave the pad. I gave the pad a middle finger and said, hey, let's create my own thing, and now I can get to see you guys, So if you get what I'm getting at, that's what it was. It was more of a difficult decision to have to say, I got to get out of here because this is not working. That being said, John's lack of being there the last few years and lack of ability to follow through is his biggest downfall. Hence, the ongoing destruction of his company. His lack of management has taught Alan, nothing. I like Alan. Okay, let me just say that right out. Okay. I like Alan. Alan, when I was working on, I know that there's different feelings between Landon and Alan, and Joe and Alan, and all this and that. I hear enough of it. I liked Alan. Alan was, you could see his heart was in the right place. Granted, he may have had some things where he went a little off course, and maybe he was trying to manage 8 different things at once, and trying to do this while trying to do this. I can relate to that because I try to do that myself. I want to get a server for NotMax. I want to do all the programming for it. I want to do all the installing of all the different software I need. I want to do everything, and and be into it all and have an all-around variety of skills. And that's exactly what Alan's like. He's very passionate and just disorganized. And unfortunately, his passion can turn into some different feelings that are mismanaged. That's all it is. Alan is nothing more than a kid trying to find his place in the world, and I caught that when I was working with him for the 2 weeks that I was working behind the scenes. I picked it up really quick when I was talking to him, and I feel bad because he just doesn't have the right guidance. He has what I personally believe Now, here's me. I better be careful with my words. I'm not going to say for sure this happened, but I sensed way long ago that there was a sexual relationship between John and Alan, and then it slowly progressed into some kind of maybe father or son, kindred spirits meeting each other. And I get that. John's probably got his own his own stuff he's got to deal with. Hurt feelings. I don't know, loneliness. Who knows? I think to myself when I'm 50, which is about what John is. He doesn't have a significant other. He doesn't. There's a lot of things that are missing that I would think your average person would find would be missing. Maybe John's perspective is not that way. Maybe I'm way off, but maybe Alan eventually became some kind of son to John, and so John took him underneath his wing and wanted him to do some stuff and wanted to just keep encouraging and building him up. But see, now the thing is John himself, I don't think had a good figure to learn from or to be raised on. And I think a few things came to John that caused. There were a few things that John was given as a young child himself that I think caused him to have some flaws in what he has learned as he's gotten older, because he's seen life from one perspective, and he seems to be narrowing more on that perspective as he gets older. So I think he tries to pass it on to Alan, and he's, bless his heart, he's trying to help out Alan. It's a weird situation how that it gets to that. But unfortunately, Alan isn't being taught the things that he needs to be taught. And you can tell that he's just trying to do his best. He's in that perfect age where we all want to do something and be something big and important and do something different and change the world and change something and just be all a part of something. So hey Cream Puff, I'm passionate about you. So back to what I was saying originally, bless Alan's heart. He's got his heart in the right spot. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the right people guiding him. Did I get kicked out of chat again? Chat stopped. I'm restarting it one more time. So that being said, I did get kicked out. Fuck. That being said, good God, Shawnee. Yeah, that being said, I think Alan's just trying his best, and he's just got poor leadership. So now going back to the whole frat pack falling apart, is if John doesn't know how to manage correctly, how is he going to teach Alan to manage correctly? Really, the one person who I will say that had the most successful thought process in management, Landon, of course. I got a different perspective working with some different companies, and so I got to see some management styles in other ways, and I saw some flaws with the way that Landon managed. But even currently, I see him correcting that. I see him learning as a man. Landon's got that problem-solving ability to be able to figure that out. Unfortunately, Alan's environment is being fostered by John. John doesn't know what he's doing. The environment that Alan's inside, so he's not going to benefit from. So, that being said, that's why I think it's just falling apart. There's just no true good management. I know, right? Cream Puff, it is. Landon's insight is pretty sharp. Call him Lando. I like that. Feed me the apple. Yeah, no, I will say that. He definitely did hold it together. And now going back to what you guys said about John saying that, the pad falling apart has been Landon's fault since October. No, it hasn't. Landon had some great ideas way long ago that he wanted to implement and that he's been trying to implement. But guess what? All he needed was just John to be able to do something, because there are certain things that John had control over that Landon couldn't access because it's John's company. Landon had, it's like different levels of access. You have your platinum, your gold, your silver, your bronze, or whatever, if you want to call it like that. Of course, John had the platinum. He's the only one with the platinum access. Below that, let's say gold with Landon and Alan. So, anyway, I'm not seeing. Yeah, he's been really. I believe it, Asgard. Asgard, it's much easier to be playful on cam when it's yours, when it's you. You know, that's I could definitely say that was something with me. You know, as soon as I started this, and even as I get on right now, I can just feel freer with you guys. I can talk. You know, so all that being said, look at the leaders of anything. You know, of any company, of any group, of any country, of any. When a football team is doing poorly, who do they fire first? Do you think they fire the quarterback? Do you think they fire the receivers? How about the line? No, they fire the coach. When a team is not performing in the NFL or college, in the NCAA, they fire the coach. It's always the coach. You know, it's who's truly leading that group. In this case, it's John. Why is the company a failure? Because why is it? Excuse me. I shouldn't say it's a failure because it could stay afloat for so much more longer. Why is the company taking such a turn downwards? Because of mismanagement of John. Simply said. I'm a Tota. I love you, buddy. By trying to hide the news and the firings and the sexies, drawing more attention. So that being, that's you want my take on it? That's my take. Am I for sure right? I think so. I don't know. Who knows? I mean, I've given you a pretty damn good perspective, No, I feel you, Brandon. Brandon, if you ask me, all you gotta have. There's one thing you have to have in anything in life. If you want to be successful, you have to have that tenacity to never want to give up. Okay, if you wanna learn something, if you wanna do something, you wanna achieve something new, you can't give up. You can't. You gotta. Failure is it can't be a problem. You gotta be able to do it, brush off, keep going. You're gonna fail a lot of times. You just be prepared for that. Some people don't fail that much. Some people start off and bam, they're successful. But thank you, Bob. But yeah. And if there's anything that I do think Landon has is persistence. Persistence for sure. I think his direction will be found more as he just keeps pushing, keeps figuring out different things to do. Inspiration from other things too. I've had Landon text me a couple of times for certain little things like that we do here on Not Max. And I explained to him, I'm like, hey, this is what we do, blah, 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 things like that. And he's looking, and that's how a person should be. You should look around at different things and stuff. And I'm flattered that, that he gets a hold of me and is like, hey, I like what you're doing over here. What is it you're doing? I'm like, hey, we'll just do this, blah, blah, blah. I think that's a cool thing, So, how's my truck? Let's talk about something different. Things pissing me off. You can trick along with the pad as we knew it. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I think the pad will continue along. I think it'll keep going. I think it'll dwindle down eventually to the point where it's not profitable and then it'll shut down. It'll have to. But as far as for the overall company, I think Fratman will be fine. I think it'll just keep going because it started in the .com. It started right when all of the internet was just becoming huge. John was smart in that way, and that's why I gotta give him that credit. I'm gonna be like, damn. He came out there when the DVDs were doing the stuff. When they were doing DVD sales and stuff like. There's no way that guy didn't make bank, Smart, good for him, So, so anyway, there's my perspective. So as far as my truck goes, oh my god. Okay, so Campa just asked how my truck is doing, right? Check my junk mail. What are we talking about? Tried to get in, but PD. Oh yeah, you gotta check your junk mail exactly, Matota. Yeah, how's my truck? Okay, so let me tell you guys, my life's a little weak. I've had the worst. Luck. As you can see, my face just getting red right now thinking about it. And maybe some of it isn't luck. Maybe some of it, I shouldn't even say it's luck. It's just lack of preparation. It's stupid on my behalf. So, Boy Posture, if you want to throw me $700, I will not be against that. That's what I had to spend on my damn truck. So anyway, Thursday night, my truck was like acting weird. Like my little battery light was coming on and off, and I could see my lights all dimming and stuff every time it'd come on. And so I just logically kind of put two and two together. I'm like, my alternator's going out, right? Well, anyway, as I'm driving home, all of a sudden my lights, everything shuts down, and I'm like, shit. So I pull off the highway into a Safeway right away, a Safeway grocery store, and I barely make it into the fucking parking lot. All right, and it shuts down on me. So I put my car in neutral, push into a parking spot. I have to wait till the next day to come get a tow, and I get it. I was sitting here thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, my alternator's going out, no problem. You know what I'm just gonna do? I figured it would last me at least another day or two. Friday, I was gonna buy a new alternator. Saturday, I was gonna put it in myself because it would save me like $250 of labor. Well, you know, it didn't quite happen because Thursday night my truck was just fucked. So I got it towed. Thank God for AAA. I had it towed to a dealership slash garage that I get stuff done with, and yeah, it just ended up costing $700 to get it all fixed. But they got it fixed in like 3 hours, and I was in and out. It was nice. So I sat and did homework while it happened. But yeah, I had to drop $700 on that. And then, you guys ready for this part? So Saturday, I'm driving, right? I'm taking a friend to go get their car because they had some maintenance done on it, and I get pulled over. Okay. So, you know, pull over, blah, blah, blah. They're running my license. Cop comes back and tells me that my license is suspended, apparently. And it's been, not just this, it's been suspended for well over a year. Okay, now this is what's funny. Is I got pulled over in Texas last summer. In fact, I had to deal with the cops twice and give my ID. Or was it 3 times? Excuse me. I had to give my ID 3 times to the cops, and they had to run everything and check for stuff, right? And then twice here in Arizona, I've been pulled over since I've been back. You know, just driving home from work. They're trying to do drunk stops or whatever. And they run my license and never told me anything. But for whatever reason, I get pulled over on Saturday, 420, and they end up telling me that my license is suspended. So I have to get out of my truck. I have to, now I have to, you know, get all my valuables and everything. They threatened to take me to jail because apparently that's criminal traffic and you can go to jail for that. They end up taking my truck and towing it down to this fucking impound. So now I'm truckless. You know, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm like confused. So I get on the internet as soon as I get home. Thank God we were right next to the dealer or to the garage that was taking care of my friend's vehicle. So because we drove back and I got on the computer when I got home and I checked, and apparently I owed the MVD or DMV, whatever state you're in, it's called, $25 fee and a $10 fee. That's all I owed them. So I was like, why is my license suspended? And the cops were like, we don't know. It doesn't tell us. It just says FR, which means financial responsibility. I'm like, FR, I'm like, what do you think that, you know, most normally means? They go, well, a lot of times it means you got a ticket out of state and you didn't pay it, so they suspend your license in a different state. I look and I'm like, I have no tickets in any other state. I know this, you know. And they're like, yeah, I just got, you know, you better go and do the MVD on Monday and check it out. So I end up getting home and I'm able to check it on the internet because what I simply did was try to get online and order a new driver's license, right? So I look and it says you need to reinstate your driver's license. I'm like, okay, so here's why. It says right here, $25 fee and $10 fee. I have no idea what they're even for. It just said, they just say fees. And I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, that's it? So all I needed to pay was just $60 and get my license back because it's on top of the money that they wanted me to pay. I owed another $25 just to get a new duplicate, right? So I end up on Monday going in, and I didn't want to order it on the internet because then it takes forever to get in the mail. So I just went straight to the MVD. I had a friend of mine, paid him some money. Actually, it's one of my workers' friend too, though. Paid him some money just to drive me around real quick. We went down to the MVD, paid to get my license back. Then I had to go get a money order to go get my truck back out of the impound, which is another $150. And then went straight down to the impound from there and got my truck back out, which cost another $85 because it was sitting in there that's for the towing company and for the tow yard or whatever, the impound. So this ain't even finished yet. So they drive my truck around, right? And I get it back. Now here's the funny thing. I sat with the cops while we took all my valuables out of my truck and put it into a different vehicle. I sat with the cops and watched my truck drive away. Okay, they did a little search because they have to. Whatever. They looked around, and my truck drove away. So I know the cops didn't do this because I get my truck back that day on Monday, and my truck is tore apart. They ripped out my dashboard, so I've got all this damage up on my dashboard now. They ripped out my radio, which now no longer works in the FM AM stuff. I have to plug stuff into a tape. It's ridiculous. They destroyed my truck. Everything was tipped upside down inside of it. You know, as you guys know, I'm not exactly the cleanest guy, so I had a lot of stuff in there, you know, so sitting back there. They took everything, like, ripped it all out, like, everything. Like, even my cup holder was ripped out of the damn center console. I'm just like, are you serious? Like, really? So now I sat, and my windows are broken. I can't roll them up or down. So I sat there, went back inside, filed a report with the company, called the sheriff, and filed a police report, to say that my truck had been fucked with, and I'm still waiting to hear back on that. They're supposed to call me back sometime this week. It's just been the most annoying thing I've been dealing with, things I've been dealing with for the last week. So I've decided I'm officially going to buy a bicycle and use that as often as I can. One, just because I've been kind of thinking about it. I want to be a little more eco-friendly. Two, everything's within short distance from me here in Scottsdale. Three, I don't want any more fucking truck problems. I'm so sick of it, you know. I've dropped an easy $1,000 into my truck the last week, and I'm like, I don't have much money already. That kind of took me out for everything. So I'm hoping I make good money these couple of weeks here and getting tipped at the door, hopefully. So I'm gonna hustle the fuck out of these people, but insurance does not pay for that, no. So anyway, life is testing me. Well, life can go fuck itself. I have a different bicycle. I have this street bike that's made for triathlons, but it's not fun riding from to school and to work and stuff. So I'm gonna get some kind of cruiser, I think, or some kind of mountain bike. I was looking at them the other day in Walmart, and I just couldn't make my mind. So I took some pictures. I'm still thinking about it. So I'll be fine, Ashton. I know my quads will get built up, right? So that's been my week, the last week, as far as that goes. And then on top of it, I just got all this school shit to do. I've got essays to write. I've got projects to do. I've got all these coding projects. I don't know, but so that's the reason why I've been on cam this week, if you've been curious, And on top of that, I got to deal with work. So I got to figure out the schedule with these kids who are all requesting off at these random times. And you guys keep requesting off 3 days before they work. And I'm like, you fuckers, I need 2 weeks in advance, So I get all that. I have to get into work myself and be stressed out the entire time I'm there. It's just pissing me off. No, Asgard, it's just some Pandora. Right, Tim? So, I've just been very ridden lately. My head is just, I don't know, whatever. I would like that cream puff. So, yeah, I hope it all smooths out too. I'm sure it'll be fine with Asha. I mean, I'm not, whatever. It's just, just stupid stuff. No, let's not talk about that, Campa. I don't like the idea of the fact that I'm having my birthday come up so soon here. Sucks. I'm not ready. All toil. I'd rather have an uneventful week than a week that I just had to sit and deal with. Anyway. So, yeah, that's been me. Anyway, guys, I have to be to work tonight at in a half hour actually. So I just realized I'm fuck, it's 8:30. So, I gotta get going right now. I don't got time to sit here anymore. I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. I will be back tomorrow. At what was it, noon, I think? Yeah, I'm on tomorrow at noon at Pacific Daylight Time. I don't know why people change that. Why don't we just call it PST, Standard Time, the entire time? And then when you do your daylight savings, and you just know that week that it's daylight savings, and you keep calling it PST. So I'll be back on tomorrow, 12 California time. Okay, guys. Welcome to the best years of my life, right? Exactly. So I love you guys. You all take care. Thanks for hanging out with me, stopping by and saying hi. Very soon I'll be able to start doing way more with Not Max. Not just being on cam here more often, but being able to, make videos and do fun stuff. Because I got all this gear and I got everything just waiting. I even got a couple of friends who said they're down to walk around and videotape me and such. So, pretty much just ready to have, some stuff, move forward with it. But anyway, you all take care. I love you guys, and we will see you guys tomorrow at noon. So it's Thursday. Anyway, I will see you. All right, bye-bye.